My next guest is a New York Times bestselling author and researcher of 7 books that specialize in offering practical advice to readers on how to live better lives. Daniel Pink's books have sold millions of copies around the world and have been translated into 42 different languages and have won multiple awards. I love that we said, wow, I speak one language. And I love what I read in his book. His latest book, The Power of Regret, How Looking Backwards Moves Us Forward. Daniel Pink says that regret is often a misunderstood emotion, but when used correctly, it can actually be the catalyst that inspires us to change, grow, and lead happier and more fulfilled lives. Please welcome to the Tam Fam, Daniel Pink. Thank you so much, Daniel. So I'm intrigued by so many things, but regret is an emotion, not a feeling.
Well, it's similar kinds of things. What it is, it's something where we go backward in time. So our brains are incredible because we can travel in time through our head. We go backward in time. We think about something we did or didn't do and say, if only, that's the catchphrase, if only I'd done something differently, today would be different. And then we feel bad about it.
Now, how much of that is future tripping? That's another term that people use right now, where you're constantly looking at how it could impact you later. That I did this wrong, and this is why my future is where it is.
Yeah, that's part of it. That's part of it. What we know about regret is that it is one of the most common emotions that human beings have. Everybody has regret. And even though we like to pretend, I don't have any regrets. I never look backward. I'm always positive, okay? That's nonsense, all right?
I'm happy you called it out because I was on that train for a while. People would ask me, and I'd say, I have no regrets.
Yeah.
And I don't know when I said, okay, that's not being sincere. Of course you do.
Well, let me tell you who is on that train, the people who actually don't have regrets. There are some people, 5-year-olds, okay? Because their brains haven't developed sufficiently. People with certain kinds of brain diseases and brain damage, they don't have regrets, and sociopaths. So if you're not 5 years old, brain damage, or a sociopath, you have regrets. It's one of the most, and here's the thing, Tamron, it's incredible. It's a little bit of a puzzle, really, because this emotion is one of the most common emotions that human beings have. It is arguably the most common negative emotion that human beings have. There's been studies where they record people's conversations, totally interesting. They record people's conversations, and then they mark down what emotions are expressed. This research shows that regret is the second most common emotion expressed overall. The only thing that beats regret is love.
Wow.
And so this is weird, though, because there's a puzzle, right? This emotion that makes us feel bad is everywhere. So what's going on here? Why is something so unpleasant so ubiquitous?
It's our wiring, right? As humans, did we evolve to have regret, or are we born with it?
Exactly. Because it's useful if we treat it right. We don't want to ignore our regrets.
Right.
We don't want to wallow in our regrets. We want to confront our regrets.
Confront them. Okay, and doing the research, as I said, you looked at somewhere 19,000 people, 105 countries, and you have core regrets that most people have on the list. And you're going to take us through them. The first core regret, foundation regrets.
Right.
What is that?
So foundation regrets, so when I looked at these thousands and thousands of regrets all over the world, one category that came up are foundation regrets. Foundation regrets are, if only I'd done the work. These are people who regret spending too much and saving too little. They regret not taking care of their health. They regret not working hard enough in school. These are small decisions that people make early in life that accumulate to bad consequences later in life.
Oh my gosh, boldness regrets.
Big category.
You gave me goosebumps now. Okay.
Okay, these are big. Okay, boldness regrets. If only I'd taken the chance. These are all over the place. If I were to show you these regrets, these 20,000 regrets we have from all over the world, you wouldn't know whether regret came from a woman in Sweden or a man in Malaysia or a middle-aged dude from Ohio. All right? So, boldness regrets. If only I'd taken the chance. I have hundreds of regrets of people who say, if only I'd asked that person out on a date. If only I traveled. If only I'd spoken up. Big regret. If only I'd started a business. Those are boldness regrets. And it's about, the boldness regrets say that we want to lead our lives in a way where we try stuff and learn and grow.
Yeah, moral regrets. This is tough.
This is
tough.
Looks like your audience has some moral regrets. This is if only I'd done the right thing. All these regrets begin at a juncture. And in this juncture, you can do the right thing. Or you can do the wrong thing. And when we do the wrong thing, most of us, Tamron, regret it. Most of us want to be good. The thing is when we bottle up our regrets, they don't go away. They just stay bottled up. And so when we confront them, when we disclose them, when we process them, we can use them as engines going forward. So you're not likely to make that mistake again.
Yeah. Connection regrets.
Connection regrets are, if only I'd reached out. And these are regrets about relationships, and not only romantic relationships.
Oh, because people instantly think romantic relationship with that.
You know what? These are relationships you have with your kids, with your parents, with your siblings, with other relatives, with your friends. And what happens is this. You have a relationship that was intact or should have been intact, and it comes apart. And a lot of these relationships come apart in slow, really undramatic ways. And what happens is this. Oh, I really should reach out to Tamron. I haven't talked to her for a few years. But, oh, man, it's going to be really awkward, and she's not going to care. So you wait a couple of years, and now it's 6 years, and you're like, oh, man, it's going to be
And you miss that person.
Yeah. And so, and then sometimes it's too late. I've had many people who I write about who wanted to do that, and the person ended up passing away. And then the door closes, and you feel awful. If there's a lesson in these connection regrets, it's always reach out. What happens when people do reach out, it's way less awkward than they think. And the other side always welcomes it.
Always wants to hear from you.